Hey Virgo Libra, how's everyone? We're going to check out October 1st to 15th energies for you guys. See what's going on. I'm just shuffling the Ancient Egyptian Oracle. See what message comes from that for you guys. It's a big deck, so it's hard to shuffle. Intellect, what a great card to get. I love that. And it's fitting in with me for Libra season, like truth, justice, and that all comes with intellect, because you can't really be ignorant to accept the truth. Sorry, I just had to take a drink there. So intellect is a wonderful card to see. I just have to find it here because so many different sections of this book with so many different kinds of cards. Okay, so intellect, shyness and introspection. We have a tendency to keep in the background and keep our feelings very much to ourselves. This attitude is certainly not justified, justice, I was mentioning, but our inner sensitivity is working on a higher level of intensity, and we arrive at conclusions not solely from an exercise of logic, but from feelings that spring from the subconscious. This kind of energy is of considerable value to those in creative professions, as the intellect is the mold, hi Gizmo, into which we pour the half-formed prompting of unconscious. Wow, that's really hard to say. And we have to allow the intellect the privilege of working in harmony with intuition. Okay, so I hope that makes sense, because it was really hard for me to put it all together. Just basically what I'm getting from it is you keep your feelings to yourself, which sometimes will make you come to conclusions from emotion rather than logic. This is great for creative people, and you kind of want to allow maybe more of the emotions to come through, which will give you a bit more intuition, which is a good thing to have. And I believe that intuition comes along with the new moon that's coming. So it's the new moon in Libra, so to me it's about truth and justice and such, but it's also about intuition and gaining intuition and using that power. And it's just like anything else, you can learn how to use it. It's not just for certain people. So my gut used to always tell me things when I was younger, and I never listened to it, and I always got basically told, because after it would happen I'd be like, oh, my gut told me not to do that, or my gut told me to do it this way, but I didn't do it, and then there was consequence. So I find that just use your intuition, trust your gut. Trust is basically the main thing for intuition. So trust. You do have the world, so it looks like there's cycles, beginning, ending, and I feel like continuing. And so it could be guiding you here to change the cycles in some way, because it feels like there is some conflict with this cycle. And you do have the moon card as well. So this is really interesting, because I mentioned the full moon in Libra. It's all about intuition. I feel like this is all basically for you about intuition. You need to recognize it and use it. And if you've not been familiar with using your intuition, then it may be a good idea to do certain things that can start you in the right direction. So meditating, maybe get a deck of tarot cards if you don't have one, something like that. That's just going to allow you a tool to help you use your intuition. You can use anything really. What is it? Like, I made my own cards, so you could just write a few words on cards, and I would say not just a few, maybe 20 at least, something like that, and see what happens with that. Or what else could you use? There's so many different ways to assist your intuition. So like tea leaves or coffee cup readings or anything that kind of guides you. When I was a kid, we used to use wax pouring. So you pour wax into cold water and it'll make different shapes. So you could do that. When we were kids, we just loved this stuff, so we would make our own Ouija boards. I don't necessarily recommend that one, but you could try it. My very first divination set was angel cards, which is just one word on each little card with a guidebook. So if you're not okay with Ouija, go angel. Something like that. But I just feel like there's a need to use your intuition here. And then I just realized I said full moon in Libra, and it's not a full moon, it's a new moon in Libra. So I feel like it's almost an intention setting time where you need to set intentions to use your intuition and get guidance from it. And I feel like be grounded in it, but also be very open-minded and try and use your unconscious mind in receiving the messages as well. So let's keep going here. You do have the Three of Swords, so this is some heartbreak, but I feel like with the intellect card in the center, it's basically showing you that, again, you're using your emotions over logic in something. And it's going to cause heartbreak if you do that. There's really a thing about not using your intuition, and you get into a cycle of not listening to your intuition, which is causing heartbreak. So you need to just open up to any intuitive messages you're getting. Oh, and there's something about, I have to look at this book for a second, sorry, because there was something about intuitive, and it comes from a separate word. Where was it? Maybe now I won't be able to find it, shoot. Oh, here it is. Intuitive comes from the Latin intuit, to gaze at and contemplate. So I feel like that's meditation, that's looking at things in a different perspective even. Because when you're looking at it for a long time and contemplating, you're going to get different ideas than the initial, whatever those objects are or that thing is. I hope that makes sense. And I feel that with the Four of Pentacles here, I feel that's you going into meditation. And I feel like you might even hold something while you're meditating. It could be whatever you're trying to use your intuition for. You're going to hold something that means something to you pertaining to that situation or that thing. And that is a really interesting way to do that. So if you weren't thinking of that, try it. And if you were thinking of that, then cool. I like that idea. I just definitely feel like there's a need for contemplation and rational, logical thinking mixed with intuition. And you need to be super grounded. The Four of Pentacles is about being grounded here in that intuitive meditation. Okay, this is a Angel Therapy card. Give you some extra guidance here. You have emotional sensitivity. Honor and respect your deep sensitivity as it is a gift to us all. Okay, I love that card. So don't ever let go of your emotions. Don't get rid of them. Don't push them away. You always need to have that emotion. There's just a need of being grounded and logical at the same time, because there's some kind of cycle where you weren't using your intuition, and it just feels like gaining this new intuitive mind while holding on to your emotions and being grounded and logical. That's what's going to help you here. And we need your sensitivity, so don't lose that. And if you were to lose that, it would almost be like somewhat of a non-empathic energy, which to me would be like psychopathic energy, where you're not showing empathy. You do show empathy, and you need to continue to do that, and you need to have those emotions. But maybe because I just said that, you've actually been giving some empathy to someone who was kind of feeding you a cycle of heartbreak. And so, whoa, be careful with that. Don't allow somebody else to do that to you. That's not okay. I just feel like you could end up being really down if you don't trust your gut here and figure out where you can change the situation yourself without getting too emotional, but keeping your, I want to say, innocence. I feel like don't lose your innocence in this situation. If you feel wronged in some way or hurt by someone in some way, keep who you are. Okay, I hope that helps until mid-October. Whew, it was kind of deep for me. I hope that helps anyways, and if you're interested in a personal reading, you can check the description box below, instant go me or email me, whatever you like. Take care, guys. Bye.